I need to go and crawl out of sight, falling to pieces, caught in the fire. It's too late to call, am I too late to climb? Caught in the feelings, you're only in your mind.
I've been watching you for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes. Burning cities and napalm skies. 15 flares inside those ocean eyes. Your ocean eyes don't fail. those ocean eyes. I'm scared. those ocean eyes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Six Questions with Alana. That's me. And with us today, we have two of our student choreographers, Amy Lynn and Nathan Waters. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. So let's talk about the piece that you did for for spring, summertime. Yeah. I don't want to go first. Can you tell me a little bit about the creative process and inspiration for this piece?
So we're dating. So that's basically where the piece came from. It was based on an experience of mine learning to be vulnerable with a person who is also being vulnerable with me. It started out as we just kind of like talked about it because I told him about my experience, and I was like, yeah, we were like, yeah, this could be a really cool dance piece. And then we like talking about how we could make it a dance piece. And then eventually Nathan was like, yeah, let's audition it. And I was like, what?
Yeah, the actual creative process though was a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
As far as like one, like learning how to collaborate with someone, but then the layer of like being close to that person, there's like a lot of like things. One time we got back from rehearsal and Amy was like, I feel like Teresa was our therapist today. Because Teresa was our mentor, and she did an amazing job. I feel like we were pretty good at not like putting too much on her or fighting or like yeah.
Collaboration is really challenging. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Understandable. No one would not have that experience. How did you go about choosing the music, the costumes, and then the extra layer of that bandage that you guys had? Kind of, how did you go about everything coming together?
Question.
Ocean Eyes, which was the second song in our piece, was a song that I have always wanted to dance to. And
the first song was like, we knew what we wanted, and then from the song, and then we had to try to find it, which is always harder than starting with the song.
Yeah.
So that one was a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, we considered a lot of different songs for the first half. Yeah. And eventually Nathan found the song Crawl by RYX
one of the two.
One of them. My apologies to the artist.
RYX,
But yeah, they went together really well, and I think it did fit like the mood of the piece.
Absolutely, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then costumes.
Purple.
Yeah, we went with lavender colors because it's the color that like symbolizes vulnerability. So we wanted to have that like play as far as color scheme.
Yeah. We had to choose light colors because we knew before we chose costumes, we knew we wanted the blindfold and the wraps. Because that was a huge part of our piece is learning to unravel yourself, to like let down your walls. So we knew those were going to be black. So we had to choose light colors. And then Nathan was like, yeah, lavender is the color of vulnerability. So we were like, perfect. And then we had to choose another one. So we went with gray.
Yeah. It turned out beautifully. Yeah. That's amazing. How did you guys you guys come from different backgrounds of dance. So kind of how did you use that in your piece, kind of playing to each other's strengths and also challenging one another?
Yeah. There's a few different processes that we use to choreograph. Sometimes it was like very like collaborative, or like we were trying to find like a style that was like mutual as far as like what we both wanted. And then there was other points where like we were like, okay, we need something very contemporary and like more technical. So I was like, okay, Amy, you do this part.
Yeah.
And other times we needed something like a little sharper, more detailed, a little more dense, more like not as like soft or expansive as contemporary. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, Nathan, this is your part.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely what caused a lot of trouble for us. And it was also just getting to know each other's choreographic styles, because I
Yeah.
tend to just go and go and go and go and go, and he likes to sit and think. And he'd be like, Amy, you need to slow down. I'd be like, I'm sorry.
Rudy, speed up.
Yeah. But I think there was a point where we learned to like use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
Because like having someone who choreographs differently from you, if there's a part you can't choreograph, then like, okay, you take over this. Or like if we needed to like go a little faster that day, you know, then it was like, okay, Amy, you can take
Yeah.
over a little bit. So
Yeah.
those differences like are also like good strengths.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you guys found a really nice balance of movement in the piece because you guys have different styles and you were able to kind of mold them together really beautifully. It turned out really nice.
Thank you. Yeah,
So basically this whole process was, I would assume, kind of out of your comfort zone choreographically, because normally you guys obviously choreograph on your own. Do you want to speak to that a little bit about, is there anything that you learned in this process that you'll take going forward when you choreograph on your own from each other?
Do you want to go first?
For me, I come from an athletic background where we tend to cater movement and movement style to like you know, what looks good.
Yeah.
Right? Like what will get you to the goal of like getting the most points or like getting first place, you know? There's not as much focus on like artistic integrity, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So with Nathan, one of the things that we ran into was I would come up with something. I'd be like, this looks good. I like the way this looks. And then he'd be like, that doesn't match the meaning of the piece.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, so then I would have to restart.
Yeah.
And that is definitely something I'll take from this experience moving forward, like learning to be true to your message and to the theme of your dance and your movement.
That was a profound answer. So Nathan, I don't know if you're going to be able to top that, but you can try. That was great.
I think something that I take away from this was Amy's really good at being like intentional about she's really good at like coming up with an idea and then like figuring out how to make it happen.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like I come up with the ideas or I come up with what happens and then I figure out what it means after, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I really value like that process of like coming up with something you think is good first and then bringing it to life. And I didn't know how to do that before, but I feel like I learned a lot about like how that process works a little bit more as far as like in the choreographic process.
Yeah.
I think that's something I'll take.
Those are great answers. Well done. Was there any kind of, I mean, you kind of spoke about the challenges, obviously, of choreographing. Was there any challenges that you guys maybe felt as dancers in the piece as well, learning each other's choreography or anything like that that you had to kind of overcome as the process went on?
I think of the same thing. Yeah. Having like a prop like that.
Yes. Thank you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. It is so stressful.
Yes.
And it inserts a lot of chance into your dance. Which there's a lot of choreographers that like to play with chance, like intentionally. Yeah. We did not.
No.
So we had to learn how to incorporate that.
Yeah. Just we also like we had the raps early on. We auditioned with them, so like we had a sense of what we were getting into. And then you know, like I wanted to do like the fake blindfold with the mesh. Yeah. He wanted the actual blindfold. And this argument continued for like most of the semester. Eventually we did settle for the fake blindfolds, unfortunately, just because for safety reasons, and also just logistically it's really hard, because like it's one thing if you're like always within reach of each other, blindfolded, like you can tell where people
You can
people
feel them next to you. Or...
Yeah, but if we separate and you get back together, it's really hard.
Yeah.
That. And then also like the way we wrapped the wraps had to be in a specific way, and then they would like unravel for no reason, and we would have to like freestyle our way around that.
Yeah.
Which was also something that a significant source of stress.
Of course, yeah. Props of any kind are stressful, especially when you like, I have to remove this on that one beat in the song, you know, like you're trying to make it musical and artistic.
Yeah.
That's the sound. Yeah, no, for sure. That's, you guys picked a very stressful prop.
Yeah. And
it's
it's just,
I mean, it's so
yeah.
cool.
And I think working with a prop that you've never worked with in a dance is always ambitious. And like 2 hours a week is sometimes just not enough to like feel comfortable with it.
Not for that kind of a prop either. Yeah. You're not like, oh, I'm just adding on a hat. Like you guys are like, I am completely wrapped up in something.
I feel like we didn't get truly comfortable with it until show week, because then we were doing it every single day.
Yeah.
And we didn't actually ever like do it right until the show day.
Yeah.
That was like the first time we did it.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, that's what matters.
True.
You made it. You made it to the right time. You don't want to do it during dress rehearsal. Who cares? Is there anything you'd like to say to maybe a potential student choreographer or dancer who would like to join us at Irvine Ballet College?
Collaborate.
Yeah.
It's such a good experience. You'll learn a lot from the people around you.
Yeah.
Your peers are a good source of knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
Right?
I know that a lot of people, whether they be at IBC Dance currently or thinking about joining IBC Dance or just out there in the world, I know a lot of them are thinking of choreographing. And I think that you should. It doesn't matter if it's just for you or for your family or for a production on stage, but giving yourself the chance to express yourself and to work through what you're feeling and what you're trying to say is very therapeutic. And it is good for you in many different ways. So I would encourage it no matter where you are.
I totally agree. That was beautiful. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. Those are our 6 questions. And we hope everyone enjoys your piece. I don't want to go first.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.